Alrighty, so for everyone popping on right now, we are going to do a department tour of the College of Engineering, Construction Management, and Computer Science. So we are going to be talking with the dean of the college, Dr. Blake Wentz, and then we're also going to be hearing from some students, and they're going to be showing us around kind of what's going on over in the O'Connell Center and the Langdon Engineering Center. So a very exciting little tour for you today. I'm excited to learn a lot about the engineering department, so I hope you guys are too. So as soon as Chico State ECC gets on, we can go ahead and get started. But a little bit about me real fast. My name is Jaina. I am a senior at Chico State in my last semester right now, and I'm actually a music industry major, so I'm excited to learn a little bit more about the engineering college here, because I don't know too much about it. So we're all going to be learning, hearing from our faculty and from our students. So looks like we have the real Blake Wentz on, so I think we're going to go live with Blake Wentz here. Alrighty. Hi there, how's it going?
Good, how are you doing? Can you hear me okay?
Great, I'm excited to meet you. Yeah, I can hear you.
Perfect. Yeah, so
go for it.
Okay. Hi everybody, my name is Blake Wentz. I am the brand new Dean of the College of Engineering, Computer Science, and Construction Management. I just want to thank you all for taking the time today to check in with us. Hopefully you'll get some good information. If you've got questions and thoughts, feel free to add them into the comments. We'll be checking those as we go, and we'll try to answer the best we can. You're going to hear from myself here briefly, and then we're going to get you in, meet a bunch of our students, see what all of our student clubs are about, some of our competitions, and then we wanted to kind of show you around the area and show you what Chico's all about. So here it's a little interesting right now, you know, with the pandemic and everything. So we're trying something new this year, trying to do these virtual events, but hopefully we can give you a good feel of it today. And so the question I get asked most often is you know, why Chico State? And I love the university because it's one that really focuses on the students. You know, I went to a big name state school when I went to undergraduate. My first class probably had 500 or 600 kids in the room, you know, that type of deal. And it's a different feel here. And what I love about it is when I talk to companies that recruit here looking for our students, the number one answer I get of why they love Chico State students is that they're ready to rock and roll the day they graduate. The companies don't have to spend an extra 6 months or a year training them. They're ready to go. And I think that's because of what Chico State has to offer. And what we do is you get a lot of hands-on learning here. You know, I could teach you about whatever topic you want to hear about, and we can lecture about it all the live long day. That's no fun, and that's not how people learn. The best way to do it is get your hands dirty and do it yourself. And so that's what we do here. Is most of our classes have a lot of labs, a lot of activities. And so I wanted to show you around a little bit today, at least of one of them. So I am standing in our Langdon 120 lab, our concrete testing facility. And I'll flip the camera here and show you around in a second. But these are the type of labs that you're going to get to play in if you come to Chico State. Again, a lot of the big name schools, what they do is your first couple years are a lot of general classes. Then you have to apply to get into your major. And then you start taking the stuff that's really interesting. Well, here we don't do that. What we do instead is you know, you come into your major first day, freshman year, and in your freshman year, you're going to come into classes in your major, because I firmly believe that's a great competitive advantage. You're going to learn things sooner than kids may at some other schools, and that makes you more attractive to companies for internships, even as a freshman. We have quite a few freshmen that'll get internships here, and I think that's really cool, because that's a great experience for a student. Right? You get to go see the real world, how it applies. if you even like the major you're in, things like that. They're valuable lessons to learn. And so you get great opportunities here. And you're going to be in labs like this with faculty. Now, our faculty here are all have a lot of great industry experience. We all did these jobs for a living and then decided to come back and teach. I myself was out of the construction management world, so I did mechanical contracting, so plumbing, heating, air conditioning systems in large buildings. That's what I did for a number of years before I got into teaching. And so, I'm able to, when I teach class, to tell kids about the war stories of what I've seen out in the real world. I used to come recruit college students when I worked for that company. And, so I can give students a good idea of what they need to be successful for when they graduate. Because that's what college is all about, right? You want to be able to, when you graduate, not just get a great job, but get a great career. And Chico State's really good at that, where, again, you're going to have great faculty. When you come to our classes, that's who's teaching it. Some other schools, it's TAs, people like that. You're going to be in there with us. So you're going to hear it straight from the horse's mouth. And you're going to be in a lab like this, getting your hands dirty, able to actually apply what you're learning. Because what we want is for you to be highly successful. We're going to be your biggest cheerleaders, and we're going to be excited. And so that's what I think Chico State really offers. And I am just so excited to be here. I think it's just a fabulous place. And I hope you consider it, and I hope you come joining us. So, let me give you just a quick little tour. So, our concrete testing lab, as you can see, not really big. You'll see just 6 stations there. And so if you take lab, it's not like it's going to be 50 people crammed into a room and only 2 people get to actually do stuff. Mm-hmm. If you come into lab, you're going to do lab. And you're going to get to play with all this really cool stuff. And so you'll see we have some really expensive toys to play with. So we've got large concrete testing facilities here. So we got different machinery that can test it in all sorts of different ways. We can test concrete, we can test asphalt. We can do all sorts of different cool things in here. That is what the industry is doing today. And we partner with a lot of different companies to come in and do these type of things. So you get the real world application of what's really happening out there on a daily basis. And we're really lucky where we have great industry sponsors who come in, and they're the ones who provide us some of these great facilities and giving us these opportunities. Because again, they're cheering for you. They really are excited for the youth of today to come out and get into these great industries. And so we're here to help get you to where you want to go. And you're going to see a lot of other different facilities throughout the rest of this hour. Again, if you've got questions, feel free to throw those in there. But yeah, we are super excited for this. And of course, we hope that things get back to a little bit more normal next year and you can be back on campus. Chico is a beautiful place, just a gorgeous campus, fabulous weather, and an incredible value where you're going to get a real great experience at an unbelievably competitive price. I've taught at many other universities. I've gone to other universities. The value here is substantial. And so I really hope you like what you see and you want to come join us here in the near future. So if you've got questions, again, throw them in the chat. Myself and a few others will be monitoring. But what we'll do is you're going to get to meet some of our current students now and learn of the cool things they're doing. Because from a company's perspective, to get those internships and get those great jobs, education is important, but what they're always looking for is that extra thing, that added bonus. And it's those extracurricular activities is where they really focus when they do interviews. And so you're going to meet several of our students that do some of our national competition teams. They get leadership experience out of that. They get competition experience. It's a great thing to have on the resume. I have yet to ever see someone at a job fair walk up and have national champion on their resume and have a company say, no, we don't want to talk to you. So great kids. You'll learn a lot from them as well. So I will kick it back to the admissions and they will get you started here. I believe Ernesto is first, I think.
Yeah, I have actually a couple more questions for you if that's okay.
Shoot, go right ahead.
So is your specific specification that you're teaching and researching, are you doing concrete, or what kind of areas are you teaching the most?
Yeah, my area personally is not concrete. My area is usually in energy sustainability for buildings.
Okay.
So most of the things I've done is about trying to make a building as environmentally friendly as possible, trying to use renewable materials, and really shoot to get a building to be net zero energy. That's the real goal, is a fully sustainable building front to back. That's the type of thing that excites me. And then my other areas that I've done research and publication on is on student success. How to become a better teacher, how to make sure that you can relay information to a wide variety of students at once and make sure they're all understanding what's happening. Because what I've learned over my career as a teacher is you always have something to learn and you can always get better. So I'm always striving to get better. So those are my
Yeah.
two big
In
areas.
Chico State, that's one of our main values is sustainability. And I know that we have one of the only sustainable manufacturing programs on the West Coast. Could you tell us a little bit about that program?
Yeah. The Chico State's got several what I would term as real specialized programs that are cool, and the sustainable manufacturing is one of them. It's one thing to just manufacture an item; it's another one to do it in an environmentally friendly way. And so our program here really attacks that again from the supply side all the way through manufacturing, through delivery, of how do you do that really, really well. Some of the other programs we have that are really really unique, I would say, is our computer animation and gaming design. You don't really see that one out there a lot, but that's really
Mm-hmm.
popular, and they do some really awesome stuff. I know you're going to see one of our students later in our motion capture room. So get somebody in the suit with the little dots all over it. They
Cool.
walk
I'm
around
excited
and
for that.
it animates it. That's super cool. We're actually just launching next year a program in advanced manufacturing and applied robotics. And
Oh,
so
wow.
that will be, I think, a real sweet program as well, about how you can take some of those sustainable manufacturing processes and take that into the robotic side of the house. I think that's going to be really cool. So yeah, and then of course, concrete industry management is one of only 4 in the entire country that we
Oh,
have here, and we've got tremendous support for that program. Huge demand. We can't produce those kids fast enough, and
yeah.
so yeah, a lot of really really great programs here. A lot of cool opportunities to go into, and these industries are in huge demand. They will be for a long time.
Hmm.
It's a great career option.
Yeah, and I've been told, I know you're talking a little bit about job placement and just how much like activity these students are getting right out of college. I was told that it's about like 80 to 90% of graduates are getting right into engineering jobs. Is that about accurate?
Oh yeah. In many of the
Amazing.
programs, it's 100% placement. Some of our
Okay.
programs, I know, like construction management, those kids all have 3, 4, 5 job offers 6 months before they
Incredible.
graduate. So
Yeah.
yeah, lots of opportunity out there. And like I said, the companies I've talked to in all the different majors, they all say the same thing. They love Chico State students because they know how to work hard and they're just ready to rock and roll the day they graduate. And I'm very, very proud of that, and I know we'll keep that up.
Amazing. And then just a couple more questions for you. I'd love to hear about what topics or lessons that you teach that are your favorite or some of your students' favorites.
Oh, okay. My personal favorite is I've taught a class on construction law
Oh,
that I've always enjoyed. I've done a lot of legal expert witnessing over my career. Uh, in that class, I put kids through what I call role play exercises. And so I will use a scenario, usually from a court case, and be like, okay, well, you're the architect and you're the engineer and you're the contractor. Here's what happened. Fight. And I let the kids duke it out with each other, you know, in terms of the contract of who's right and figuring that out. I did laugh because looking at the feed on this, a few of my former students from my last institution I see are on this, and they could probably give you a few horror stories of those classes. But yeah, it was a great learning exam, for people to see, okay, here's a real case, here's what really happened. A lot of times in those, I'll bring in one of the actual people from that case, sometimes even the actual attorneys, and we'll start arguing with the students, so they can really see, here's real world in all its glory. And to me, that's just a blast. I've loved that class from the day I taught it 15 years ago till today. Um, I'm not sure if I would say the students always love that class, but I did. I think the classes I've taught over the years, the students have always liked is, again, I did a lot of classes in construction estimating and project management. And again, from what I've seen on the student reviews for me is the kids love the fact that I always used real world projects. I let them work on active projects. And so, if I had a class project on how we're going to put together a hospital, I'd go find one that's being built right now. And so then the kids will hear about it in class, and then we can actually travel, go to the hospital, seeing it get built. That helps put that connection together. And that's I think, a great example of active learning that is kind of the staple of what we do here at Chico State. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I think we're going to have you come back for the very end of the tour. So this isn't the last we'll hear from you. You can kind of wrap up what we've learned today. But I think now I'm going to go ahead and invite Ernesto Lopez onto the live stream. And thank you so much. I don't have an Instagram handle. So if Ernesto, if you're here, please shoot me a message. Oh, wait, I do have a request. Oh, awesome. Here we go. All right, Ernesto is going to tell us a little bit about the American Concrete Institute. She'll probably show us around that lab a little bit more. Let's see. Looks like we're having some technical difficulties. You guys know the drill. Okay, I'm going to cancel and try again here. There you are. Hello, Ernesto.
Hello. My name is Ernesto Lopez. I'm a concrete industry major. I'm here on behalf of the ACI Club, just to tell you a little bit about the club. So I've been a member of the ACI Club for 4 years. Right now, it's my senior year. I'm in charge of public relations, which is like the social media stuff and stuff like that. When I first got to Chico State, I was new. I'm from Los Angeles, where I'm currently at right now, so I can't show you more of the lab.
That's
okay. Yeah. So yeah, when I was new to Chico State, it was like 8 hours away from where I was. So I really didn't know nobody. So I was quick to join a club. I joined ACI, industry major, and so I got to get like real close to everyone in the program. I met a lot of people, and then it was also really helpful because I met a lot of the seniors, and they were all a lot of help with like a lot of the work. When I had trouble, I could always contact them, and they always helped me. And then because of ACI, I feel like our majors like so close to each other because a lot of our students, most of the students joined the club, and everyone knows each other. So like, it's one of the main reasons I really think people should join ACI. And we just don't we want more students from all different types of majors, not just concrete. We're trying to expand our club to have more students. And then some of the stuff we're working on right now, since everything's online, we're with our club members. We try to think of a competition, and the thing we came up with recently is having the students, the members, go out and look for concrete structures that are unique, and just like write about why they're unique, or how they were built, what makes them stand out from other concrete structures, and just write about it. We're gonna have some prizes for the winner, and then anyone's welcome to join the club. I believe our president for the club is also here. He's tuned in. His name's Tanner Olson. He's been a lot of help. He's like really experienced in the concrete field. So I think he was like the perfect president for us, especially right now, everything going virtual. He's really has good with brainstorming. He has a lot of smart ideas, especially how everything's online. We can't really do the stuff we used to. Yeah. Do you have any questions about our club?
Yeah. So I would love to hear about some of your favorite experiences in the program or in your club.
Well, so one of my favorite experiences from the club is that every year we have a barbecue, for all of the students. We get to meet, we get to interact with our professors, stuff like that. We always have competitions. Last year they flew us to Florida, and then they paid for everything. The major, it was really cool, and then we had a lot of competitions within the ACI program itself. We had last semester was a bowling ball competition. We had to make a bowling ball with lightweight concrete. And
wow.
Yeah, it was the students are having trouble. It was really fun, and it took a lot of team effort, and that's why we needed students from other majors just to make it we could put our everything we learned from other majors together and stuff like that. And yeah, just we have a golf tournament which got canceled the last 2 semesters because of the COVID. And that's another thing I really like, because we get to meet a lot of like people that are really big in some of the companies that we get hired for, and we get to
Mm-hmm.
play golf with them and stuff like that. We get to like meet them, like get like close friends with them. They get to know us. So when it does come time for them to hire, they already know us. It's really easy to contact them. We have their contact info and everything, stuff like that. A lot of the events mixes like get in contact with the people we'll probably be working for and stuff like that. So that's one thing I really like about it.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like a really fun and supportive club to be a part of. But a couple more questions. I would just love to know about what do you love about the Chico State faculty here on campus?
Oh, for CIM, the major I'm in, I love the faculty. We all know each other, like really
Mm-hmm.
really close. Like I'm pretty sure every student in the major has like our professor's cell phone's number, and like we're close to the point where like we could like text them like even though it's not okay, like at a late time we having trouble with a problem, and then say it's like 12, and like my Professor Mohammed, he always gets back to us all the time. Even like out of school, he tells us if you need help, come meet me at the coffee shop. He's always like whenever we need help. uh, every single one of the administrators from our major are really, really like close to the students. We had Amanda Mueller, which is she was one of like really, really supportive as well. But bet you just like she's not with us anymore. But throughout my year here at Chico State, she was like really, really helpful. She like helped. She cared for the students a lot. A lot of the companies that know about our major is probably because of her. She like was really good at
Mm-hmm.
reaching out, and she like really wanted us, the people in our major, to do better and find like great jobs. So like yeah, it's a smaller major compared to other majors, so everyone's really, really close to each other. Like
Yeah.
all them,
About how big are your classes?
my classes, I'll probably say like 22 students, or
Okay.
sometimes it'll be low. It'll be
Yeah.
like 12, 15, depending on what class it is, like what level you're on. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like the lab he just showed us, that's the lab we mainly use. And like he said, when we're in the lab, we all get to try the experiments ourselves. Like we don't have to weigh our turns and stuff like that. There's it's really everyone gets to get hands-on experience. Like we don't have to weigh, like, and we interact with the professors like a lot more, which I think is really like helpful.
Awesome. Oh, I think you froze a little bit. Oh, there you go. Well, thank you so much for letting us know
The,
about your club, Ernesto. I think we're going to have Tanner on now, who's probably going to tell us even more. So it's good to hear from you.
oh yeah.
All right. Thank you,
All right,
Ernesto. We're
thank
going to go
you.
ahead and invite Tanner now. Let me find him real fast. There he is. Hopefully this loads up nice and speedy. Hi, Tanner.
Oh,
How's it going?
wow, that was quick. Hey, how's it going, everybody? So that was Ernesto you guys were just seeing there, and he did a fantastic job. He hit pretty much all the key points. My name's Tanner Olson. I'm the president of the club. Ernesto, as he had said, is the public relations officer. So this is the perfect place to have him in here talking to you guys on Instagram. We actually have one more person coming. Her name's Casey. She's following me. She also represents the Women in Concrete Club, so she'll give you guys a little rundown on what they've got going on as well. But just a few things that I kind of wanted to elaborate a little more on. Getting back to what Dr. Wentz had said about Chico State students in particular, we become very marketable students because of the applied learning that Chico State has, and there's such a focus on it. And that's what we try to encourage with the clubs and the competition teams and all the extra stuff outside the classroom. You know, getting people involved in all those extracurriculars that really make you stand out on a resume. So you know, when someone else applies for the job, you're the one that's going to get considered first because you've got the extracurriculars. So typically, what we have within our entire major, not just our club, is tons of competitions and extra activities that we can get people involved in, and most of them involve travel to different states and conventions and networking and meeting with people within the industry or whatever industry you're trying to get into. But for us, concrete specifically, it's just a great way to meet people that are, I mean, they're doing this every day and they make money doing it, and they want so bad to find people that want to learn and pick this stuff up and show the passion. So if you can come in and do that, just put out a little extra effort, you're going to do so well for yourself. So what we're doing this year, since all of the travel is canceled and all of the typical competitions, everything that we like to involve ourselves in is kind of hindered because of COVID. We, as the ACI club, have decided that we're going to put on some of our own competitions. We've come up with a few internal competitions like the one Ernesto described with you, unique concrete structures, why concrete versus another material, what kind of mix design do you think they use, how did they go about it, why concrete in general, you know. That's one of them. The big one we have planned is, and we'll have to keep you guys posted on how it goes. We just put together a proposal for this, and we are going to approach all of the other colleges in the country that have a CIM program, Concrete Industry Management. There's one in Tennessee, one in New Jersey, one in Texas, and then one right here in Chico. And you know, we're lucky enough to be a part of that. So we're going to try to coordinate with them to create a nationwide CIM competition, creating decorative concrete, some sort of decorative concrete structure. We're thinking something like a cup, something very simple, something easy to handle, easy to ship, because the items would have to be shipped to be judged by the hosting school. And we'd like this to become a legacy project so that we will host it this year as Chico State, and then we would pick one of the other programs to take on hosting it for subsequent years. And just every year it goes around, the next school hosts, the next school hosts. So that's kind of what we're trying to hope to get put into place because of these COVID restrictions. And you know, we're just trying to do our hardest to provide opportunities for students to get involved, because that really is one of the things, like Dr. Wentz had said earlier, it sets Chico State students apart, and we want to make sure to provide that opportunity for everybody. So if anyone out there is looking for a club or looking for something to get involved in, ACI student chapter or the American Concrete Institute student chapter, we welcome all students. We don't need just concrete students. We especially could use some civil engineering students if you guys are sitting out there. We always tend to have problems getting engineering students under our competitions because there's usually some sort of engineering component to that they require a student for that for. So if anyone is out there looking for a club, come find us, and we would be happy to accept you with open arms and come be part of the family.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Tanner. I think we're going to send it on over to Casey now, who's going to tell us a little bit about the Women in Concrete Club. But thank you so much to Tanner and Ernesto for telling us about ACI.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
All right. So now we are going to invite Casey on to the live stream. Let me find her real fast. Oh. No, I don't want to filter. What's going on? Okay. Sorry, I'm having my own technical difficulties here. Bad time for my touchscreen to just stop working when I try to invite somebody. If the Chico State _WC account is on here, could you just send me a request? That might help me a little bit. Oh, there we go. There we go. Figured it out. Sorry for the interruption, folks. Hello, Casey.
Hey. Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Casey. It's so zoomed in. I'm a CIM major at Chico State. I'm a junior, and I'm actually currently president for Women in Concrete. And Women in Concrete is open to all majors at Chico State. We are not just open to CIM majors. We're open to engineering, to CM, psychology, to pre-vet, any major you are at Chico State. This club at Chico State, we want to provide opportunities to learn. We want students to have network opportunities to learn more about the construction industry and what women can do to thrive in the industry. We promote involvement in community service, professional development, and academic excellence. We like to have all of our members feel appreciated, and if they need help, they can always reach out to us. Women in Concrete this year, even though we're virtual for the semester, we are doing all kinds of workshops for the school year. We have a LinkedIn workshop, a resume workshop, interviewing process workshop, and we're even going to be doing an annual women's social. And we have women throughout the whole construction industry and concrete industry joining, talking about their process in the industry and how they succeed in the industry.
Amazing. So it sounds like you have a very supportive environment to be a woman in kind of a male-dominated field. So what I understand. Could you tell me a little bit about your favorite experiences that you've had in this club that you're the president of?
So since I've been a CIM major, I've actually been able to go on to CIM school trips. I've been to Orlando, Florida, and I've also been to Texas for CIM trips. One was for the National Ready Mix Association through the concrete, and then the National Precast Association. So it's been awesome. Both trips have been competition-wise and learning more about the industry and its needs, and just more information about what's going on.
Amazing. Could you tell us why you chose Chico?
Yeah, I chose Chico because I didn't want to. I'm personally from the Bay Area, and I didn't want to be stuck in the Bay Area. I didn't want a typical person to go, to San Jose State. I want to go a little further from home, but not too far away. And I realized that the CIM program is a close-knit family, and that this is the major that I knew I'd be able to succeed with in life. It's awesome. I've already had an internship for the summer. I have one lined up for next summer, and it's important to get experience in the field, even in your major.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, it sounds like you've had a lot of incredible opportunities. So, ladies, if you're thinking about concrete industry management, talk to Casey and get involved. It sounds like a really cool community that we have here at Chico State. So thank you so much for being on. Now we're going to invite Trayton. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Trayton is going to come on and tell us a little bit about Baja car. And I'm not even sure what that means, so I'm excited to hear what's going on over there. And I'm having the same issue trying to invite people on. So if you, Chico State Baja, if you could send me a request when you're ready, then we'll go ahead and get you on. But for all those of you that are just joining us, we have so far talked to the dean. We've talked to 2 or 3 members of ACI, the American Concrete Institute, and we just talked to Casey, who is the president of the Women in Concrete and Construction Club. So we've talked to a lot of different students about their experiences here, and it's been pretty amazing so far. I've learned a lot. Last chance, Chico State Baja, if you're on, if you could send me that request, because I can't find you here. But if not, could the Chico State Steel Bridge Club send me a request also? If you guys are ready, we can get you on and come back to Trayton. But feel free to send us any questions. My question box is open, so I can always let the interviewee know of the questions that you're asking us. Yeah, I'm still not seeing anything from Chico State Baja here. Trying to join. I think if you scroll all the way up to the top of the comments, there should be a button that says request to join. Okay, actually there, I can invite you now. There we go. Hi, sorry about that.
Okay, let me turn around. The lighting's really bad. I'm going to take this off.
Awesome.
All right, so my name's Trayton Wood. I'm the president of the Chico State Baja team this year. We have our VP, Casey Myers, over here as well. He's going to talk a little bit about this side of the shop. This is where we do a lot of the manual manufacturing and assembly of the car. Let me see if I can turn this around. This is actually last year's car. This year's car is off campus right now. It's in our trailer on the university farm. So this is kind of our little space right here that we work with. Let's see some of the parts that we machine from old cars. And then the rest of our materials are in the trailer. But here's Casey. He's going to hold it.
I need to tell how I flip it. All right, there we go. Awesome. I take off this mask. Yeah, so we are Baja. We are a college team of engineers that build, design a mini Baja car. So as Trayton showed, this is our mini scale Baja, run with the standard engine that all teams have to use. Almost every component on this car is designed and manufactured by us. Everything from suspension arms located right here. I'm actually going to go the other way so it's easier. Yep, everything from suspension arms. We have a group of welders just welding all our suspension, all the components constantly. Everything from that to rear hubs. We also do our own custom CVT and gearbox. We machine the yokes that actually go on this drive shaft here, which is a carbon fiber drive shaft. We were the first team to ever implement a carbon fiber drive shaft into a competition. And going into our spare components, we have just everything is CNC machined from aluminum. So we got parts of our CVT that haven't been finished, spare gearbox that's completely manufactured, and so on and so forth. We also do much more work with carbon fiber, as all our body panels are actually made of carbon fiber. They look really nice when they're all done properly, even a carbon fiber seat. And we really take a lot of pride in what we're able to do in such a small area. And
Awesome.
yeah.
Sorry, one question before you keep going.
Absolutely. Actually,
What is a Baja car in a Baja car competition? I'm pretty clueless, so if you can kind of give me a background on what that means, that would be great.
I'm actually going to hand this over to Trayton to handle this portion.
Okay.
So after designing and building the whole car, we go to a competition with about 100, 110 teams from around the world, all the way from all the different states, and then Beijing, Brazil, Canada. Wow. And then we go to places like Gorman, California, which is down south, or we went to Tennessee a couple years ago. And then we go to a competition. We have to do technical inspection, so we make sure the car is fully safe. They go through everything, make sure it's all good. And then we do an acceleration run. We do brake test, suspension run, 4-hour endurance race, suspension course that's like all through the rocks and everything, and cars end up rolling. It's definitely a lot of fun to get out there and see our designs perform. And with being such a small school and lower funds than a lot of the other schools, we actually do really well. We are still shooting for the top 10, and last year, from some technicalities, we didn't make top 10 overall. But I think we were there points-wise. There were just a few things that we didn't get scored on because the Zoom messed up. So we're hoping this year to be top 10. We ended up scoring 4th and 5th for our design presentation out of 100-some teams, and 3rd and 4th for acceleration the year before. So we do perform pretty well, and it's a lot of fun. Plus, there's a lot of job internship opportunities. When I came in as a freshman 2 years ago, I got an internship as a freshman right off the bat at Haas Automation, and I was making parts for their R&D department. So that was super cool. If I wasn't in Baja, there would be no way I would have gotten a job straight out of freshman year. I do want to walk over to the other side of the shop really quick where we do all of our machining, because there is 2 sides to the shop.
And what are your guys' majors?
I'm mechanical, and Casey is mechatronics.
Okay, so is that pretty typical for the members of your club then?
Yeah, so we have sustainable manufacturing, mechanical, mechatronics. We do have some ag majors here and there, ag business, that because we do have a business portion. We have to do a sales presentation, kind of like Shark Tank, where we have to sell the car to in-industry professionals with a 5-year plan, all that stuff on a big scale. So we have to design our own shop, how the layout's going to be and everything. And that's kind of nice to have this shop, because we get to see, here, let me turn it. We get to see what it takes from working on all these machines down here in Plumas, and figuring out what kind of shop we would have to design for ourselves for optimal manufacturing of our car. So yeah, this is the second Plumas shop. I don't know if it's choppy or not, but you kind of see. It's a little loud in here because the fans are all on, but yeah. So this is where we do all of our machining for the car. And like Casey said, we manufacture about 98% of the car just as our team. And that is pretty cool. Chico State's super hands-on. A lot of other schools outsource more of their parts than we do. So we definitely get more experience out of it than some schools, I would say.
Amazing. I had no idea about this club, so this is pretty cool to hear about. But any final words before I send it off to the next one? We're kind of starting to run out of time here. I want to make sure we get to all the students. So
Yeah, of
last
course.
thoughts?
I don't know. It's just a great club. If anyone's interested in joining, come down or go on our website and message us or our Instagram. When we're back on campus, anyone could come stop by and check out the car and just kind of check out the whole area. And we want to thank you guys for inviting us to.
Of course. Thanks so much for telling us about the Baja Club, and give them a follow and see how they're doing. Next, we're going to have, who is Jose from the Chico State Steelbridge Club. So thank you guys. All right. Chico State Steelbridge Club. I'm going to go ahead and try to send an invite, see if that works for me this time. Uh-oh. I'm getting the buffering circle of doom right now. All right, I'm still not able to send any requests, so Chico State, what was it called again? Chico State Steelbridge Club, if you could send a message or shoot me a request, that would be the easiest way to get you on here. But for those of you just joining us, oh, looks like we got the request. Awesome. Okay, we're going live.
Hello.
Hello, how's it going?
My name is Jose. I'm a senior here at Chico State for the Civil Engineering Department, and I'm the captain of Steelbridge and member of the American Society of Civil Engineers. Right now, I'm in Langdon 119, which if you're a civil major, this is where you're going to spend a lot of your time in. This is just one of the machines we use to break down materials and test compressive strength, and just these are some materials that would be tested: concrete cylinders, gravel, asphalt mix, brick, different type of rebar, soils, and we use gravel for mixture. This lab is usually pretty rowdy for the most part, but obviously since no one could be here, it's pretty quiet. Usually you would have the materials class working with concrete cylinders, and you would have Dr. Zhang doing asphalt work here, or the soil mechanics class doing work.
Awesome.
So, and then there's the other portion of this lab, which is where this is where mainly you would get dirty. This is where you do the mixture of concrete for the most part. And this is where the mixture of concrete happens. You got your concrete mixers. You got everything so it goes down the drain. And it doesn't get all, usually cleaning up, it's usually the hardest part. Because there's a big mess usually. And these are like just the concrete mixes we use. But being that said, I'm also part of Steelbridge, which is a club that really helps out, especially if you're looking for internships as a civil engineer, because I know civil engineering majors usually have a lot of competition. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of branches out there. So just giving you that edge, like the dean said, just having that extracurricular activity does help a lot. I got an internship because of it. I also won a scholarship because of it. So
amazing.
Really
Congratulations.
helpful. Yeah, it's really helpful to be in these types of clubs. For Steelbridge, we usually have a competition, which is usually on another school. I know this year was supposed to be Fresno, but they're still not sure if it's going to happen. But we still might, we still might compete just on a design base. So any students is welcome to participate. You don't need any really experience in anything. It's helpful when there's like the actual building competition of the bridge, because you're given a scenario where it's like, oh, you got to build a bridge to get over something. So it's usually helpful if you have people that know how to weld. Yeah. So welders are really helpful, and all majors are welcome. We always need different type of ideas. Sometimes if a lot of civil majors are together, they start to think the same. And sometimes you need that person that's thinking a little bit differently, and it provides a helpful insight to what's going on.
Yeah. What other majors do you have in your club besides civil engineering for the most part?
Well, I know we have some construction management. We have some concrete industry people.
Mm-hmm.
Because usually sometimes the competition require estimating, and that's usually sometimes we bring the construction management people or even sometimes the finance people that can help with the estimating part. But it's really all rounded. Sometimes I know for water treatment club they will also want like people that are in biochem because they do water treatment and they deal with a lot of chemicals, and what better than a biochem to know about chemicals. So
yeah, that's cool. I didn't realize you need so many people to make it happen, which is cool.
Yeah.
In the spirit of things. But any last things you want to just tell us about your program or your club before I send it on over to Taylor from the Society of Women Engineers?
Join any of the clubs.
Mm-hmm.
They're all helpful. They're all going to give you a little bit of an edge. I've been in interviews where just the companies know about these clubs. So even if they would see your resume and they would say, oh, steel bridge, or oh, you're in the concrete or whatever, and it will give you an edge. They'll talk about it and they'll be like, oh, you're in this, and that automatically, no, especially if you hold like a not just a member, but you actually participate, it would actually give you a lot of help since they know that you know a little bit of hands-on.
Yeah.
So automatically makes them want you more. So
totally. Well, that's great advice. Thank you for so much for being on the live stream. I'm gonna let you go, and I'm gonna go ahead and invite Taylor on now. But thank you so much.
No problem.
Alrighty, thank you, Jose. We are gonna have Taylor Ann Brown from the Society of Women Engineers on now. I'm having the same issue again, so if you could send me a message or a request to hop on the stream, then we can get going here. But for our students that are, just tuning in here, we've talked to the American Concrete Industry students, we've talked to students from the Baja Club, and next we're going to go to the Computer Graphics Club, and then we're going to finish it back up with the Dean again to wrap up what we've learned today. So here is SWE joining us. Hello.
Hi. This is Taylor Ann Brown here. I am a mechatronic engineering student here at Chico State. I'm a junior. And I'm also the president of the Society of Women Engineering section here. I figured I'd tell you a little bit of the room that I'm in right now. I'm actually on campus. I'm currently in the Omron CoLab, which was donated by the Omron Corporation earlier this February. So it's a very recent lab. And we have some Omron adepts over here. Looks like we're moving around some poker chips. One really cool thing about Chico State is they have a lot of hands-on labs, and those labs correlate almost directly to getting internships and getting jobs. It's just a really great experience. Also, everyone here is really friendly. They like to work together, which is always a great thing to have.
Of course.
This lab is primarily used for mechatronic and mechanical engineering students. We have some of the projects that were done last semester in this lab, like I'm using the Magni robot in one of my classes to design a mobile sanitation robot so you can sanitize a room robotically.
That'll come in handy these days.
Yeah, these days it really will. But yeah, do you have any particular questions for me?
I'd just love to hear more about some of your favorite experiences. I'm sorry, did you say your major? What was it? One more time?
Yeah. Mechatronic engineering.
Mechatronic engineering, and that's a pretty unique major, right?
It is, yeah. When I came to Chico State in 2018, it was one of 3 in the world, 2 in the country.
Wow.
Now
That's
I
crazy.
believe there's 4 programs, but it's very specific. It's mechanical, electrical, computer engineering, all combined into one.
Wow.
But it's a lot of fun. It's definitely something I'm super passionate about. I've had a lot of really great experiences in clubs, even just like going to like job fairs.
Mm-hmm.
Here at Chico State, I'm part of SWE, and we go to a annual career fair, SWE career fair. And I'll mention mechatronic engineering, and people will turn their heads and they'll be like, oh, Really? um, so it's a really, really cool major. I've had such a good experience here at Chico State. I'm a big hands-on person, so I've had a really great opportunity to be able to do so many labs and do so many projects, even if they're not with a club, even just within classes. You do a lot of group work and projects.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Anything else to add about SWE or about your major?
I don't think so.
No, that's okay. We have Liv coming on next.
It
It sounds like it. It's so unique. So thank you so much for telling us about that. We're going to go ahead and have the Liv from the Computer Graphics Club on now, who's our last student, and then we're going to hand it back over to the Dean, Blake Wentz, to wrap everything up. So Chico State Computer Animation and Game Development, or the Computer Graphics Club, if you could send me a request, that would be awesome. Let's see if I can find you. So this is our last student that we're going to talk to. They cut us off, or Instagram cuts you off in an hour, so just got to make sure we're moving on through here so we can talk to Blake Wentz at the end again. Hello, how's it going?
Pretty good, how are you?
Great.
Can you hear me, by the way, okay?
Yes, I can hear you really loud and clear, actually.
Excellent. Hi, everybody. My name is Olivia. I am actually currently serving as the president of the Computer Graphics Club. So that's the club that we kind of host for our computer animation and game development major. But yeah, and I guess I could tell you a little bit about the room I'm in. It's actually one of the really unique rooms, so you can kind of see it. Let me see if I can figure out how to turn the camera. Oh, I can. So basically, I'm in the motion capture lab. So this is one of our super unique classrooms for our major. I don't have any of the actual equipment out. I'm not really allowed to touch that stuff without a professor around. But essentially, in this lab, we have all of this motion capture equipment set up. So for a lot of movies and games even nowadays, you're able to use this equipment as part of, these are infrared cameras. So they pick up on different infrared sensors on a motion capture suit. And with that, you are able to essentially capture animated motion from these suits and this data that people are able to actually act out. So we have tons of equipment for that. This is also a room that we use for LiDAR scanning as well as AR and VR stuff. So it's a very unique lab with some powerful equipment in it.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you said that you're a computer animation and game development major, correct?
Yes. So there's two different sides to our major. So we have the computer animation and the game development. I kind of dip my toes into both of them, but I am a computer animations major on paper.
Awesome. Could you tell us about a little bit about some of your favorite experiences you've had within the classroom or in your club? Anything having to do with the program?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I've got tons of experiences. Definitely, as far as the club goes, it's where I found my calling. I found most of my friends in the computer animation and game development department, and in the club specifically. We meet every Friday at 2 p.m. And as soon as I was invited to those meetings, which are open to everybody on campus, it was just a really neat experience. But definitely one of the best experiences I've had in the program is one of my professors actually nominated me to go down to Southern California into Burbank. So I was able to go to Walt Disney Animation Studios, and I got to tour the facility. I got to meet a bunch of cool people that work for Walt Disney, and that was probably one of the greatest experiences because Disney is everything for my entire life.
That's amazing. That's
Yeah.
a lot of fun. And then lastly, could you tell us why you chose Chico?
It's always a great question. I think my answer changes every year. This is definitely my fourth year being here. But the very first time, so my father, when I was applying for colleges and stuff, was adamant that I tour every single campus that I wanted to apply to. And I had never even considered Chico going into that because I didn't even know that they had a program for the major and the field that I wanted to go into. And as soon as I got here, I was like, wow, this is a great campus because not only did I like the atmosphere, but I also got to meet the faculty in my department, and they welcomed me with open arms. And it's amazing how supportive all of our staff and our faculty are for all of our students, and even during this pandemic and everything that's happening, they've been there right alongside us, teaching us and helping us just grow into everything that we want to do.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Liv. It was great to hear about the Motions Lab there and the Computer Graphics Club. And I'm going to go ahead and let you go and have Blake come back on to tell us just to close everything out. But thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Alrighty. So we have just talked to all of our students that we're going to talk to, and we're going to have the dean come back on for a little outro, kind of sum up everything we've learned here today. Hello again.
How we doing?
Good. I just learned a lot about a lot of different programs and clubs I did not know about, so I had a great time.
Yeah, a lot of really cool stuff happening on this campus for sure.
Yes. So any final thoughts from you? Anything else that the students missed that maybe you wanted to point out? Any clubs that we didn't get to talk about today?
No, I think the students, as usual, did a fabulous job. You know, they make us proud every single day. I hopefully, for those watching, got the impression on how it is here, that, it's a tight-knit community. It's a family feel type of place.
Mm-hmm.
And Chico State provides a lot of opportunity for you to explore and to get those different experiences that will really help your career. So, a fabulous place. I would say if anyone ever has any questions down the road, feel free to reach out to either Chico State Admissions or reach out to myself.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone to the college, we'd be happy to answer them.
Awesome. And you guys have a lot of Chico State engineering accounts here on Instagram that you can connect with now. So if you have any questions, I'm sure their inbox is totally open for your questions about their program. But thank you so much to all the students. Thank you to our dean, Blake Wentz, for being on the live stream today. And I'm excited to be doing a couple more of these. I think we're doing the College of Business next week too. So tell your friends about our live streams. Tell everyone about what's going on over here at Chico State. And thanks everyone for tuning in. Bye.
Thanks, everybody.